accessibility artifact that I chose to talk about is the white cane, which is this right here. And then a white cane is a white, black, and red accessibility tool for those who are blind and visually impaired. There are many types and colors of canes. Kids usually use pin candles, etc. There are foldable canes, telescopic, lit up sound canes, and then the cane is a tool to help us navigate the world around us. There's also canes for alright, assumptions about the cane from society. These are some of the terms that people use about the white cane outside of the community. A lot of times it's called a blind stick. Some people think it's a weapon. They automatically assume that we need help if we have the cane. And then not all blind people use it. Can see, but it's also a spectrum, so some people have more vision than others. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the parts of the cane, the tip, the shaft, and the handle. Alright, first is the handle, which is the top of the cane. Now this cane, it's like the grip. We also call it the grip. It like helps us hold the cane and controls the cane. Up and down, there's a bunch of different types of grips that people use for the cane. How they hold it is different depending on the person. Like I said, it's usually black, but it's also very customizable. People use all types of colors for their canes, which is super fun to see. And then the next part of the cane is the shaft, which is the middle part. This is the body of the cane. It's a long middle part. It's also customizable. Some are straight, some are foldable, some are telescopic. Some don't fold at all. And then some, like I said, it's very customizable. They're usually white and red, but people customize theirs all the time. White and red, but people customize theirs all the time. And then the bottom of the cane is the tip. And the tip is what moves the cane. It is usually a white tip, but it's also customizable. Each tip are different. So like there are some that move, some that are straight, some that help navigate. My personal tip is called the marshmallow tip, meaning it's large and it like moves like a marshmallow type thing. And then there are more cultural attitudes. When a cane is used in society, there are different reactions. The biggest one that a blind person is using to get around. There's also a negative attitude that people who are sighted, sometimes they don't know how to help blind people, or sometimes they just think that we all automatically need help. So a lot of times in society, out in public, they'll grab someone by the arm to drag them around, which is unsafe for the cane user because it makes them feel less independent and not sure where they are and more confused. It's also not a visible disability, so people using canes or even blindness, you can't always see that it's there. So a lot of times cultural society can think that we're faking our blindness and that it's not actually there, which isn't always the case. And then why I like the white cane. So I love my white cane for many reasons. The white cane is who I am. I love, my white cane is something I use almost every day. It's a symbol for the blind community. Every time I see a white cane, I get excited because the blind community is my community and my second family. This right here is my wonderful teacher, the deafblind. She's an amazing woman. This was taken at White Cane Day, which is a national holiday for the blind every year on October 15th. And we celebrate scaliness and mobility and things like that. Just such a fun holiday. And then, like I said, I have this wonderful family. I get to go on wonderful adventures because of the white cane and because of the blind community. This first picture is when we all, before we went ziplining down Niagara Falls in Canada. And then this other photo is in front of the blind school in Canada, which is super fun. And then there are adaptations that can be made to the white cane. I believe that the cane generally is geared more towards people with little to no vision than for low vision. I think that white cane could be adapted with more like lights and sounds and etc. to make it more accessible to myself with low vision and more coming out that way. I've been doing some research and I know that there's like a lightsaber type white cane, which is super cool. In conclusion, the white cane really helps people with low vision. It helps us come together and it helps us get around as well. Thank you.